Hi, Mr. IHSAN. Hope you're having a good day. I'm Priyanka and I would like to start this presentation. The title of my presentation is Leadership Effectiveness and Employee Productivity in PRM Resources Company. A little bit about myself. My full name is PRIYANKA MAE NAIDU and I'm of mixed ethnicities. My dad is Indian and my mom is Chinese. My work experience in the past includes bartending and I was actually an Air Asia pilot trainee before I started studying A&P. Currently, I work at PRM Resources. The company background of PRM Resources is stated here. We're actually a small family-owned business who manufactures and makes wooden pallets and later rents it out to larger companies such as factories that load things onto our pallets to distribute to other hubs. Our main operation lies in Port Klang, where 1.5 acres of land we use to make and rent out these pallets. This is a list of agenda on what I'll be talking about today. The background of the studies involved some employees are experiencing burnout at work. Customers complain about employees' engagement and productivity. The manager tends to micromanage a lot of tasks, and employees tend to blame each other and avoid responsibilities at work. These are the statement of problems, that there is no leadership and the employees are not receiving effective leadership from the manager. There is a lack of guidance and no proper SOPs and training for the employees. And generally, things are mismanaged at the company and the manager is over controlling and does not effectively communicate with the employees. So we shall look at the cause and effects. The purpose of the study is to identify how leadership effectiveness impacts employee productivity at PRM Resources. Secondly is to identify the cause and effects of poor communication between manager and employees. And thirdly is to recommend solutions to solve all these problems at hand. The research objectives and purpose is to identify how leadership effectiveness impacts employee productivity, to identify the cause and effect of poor communication, and to recommend solutions. My research questions involve identifying the factors that cause the leadership effectiveness, to identify the level of employee skills and knowledge that they have, and to find out what is the cause and effects of the leadership effectiveness. Fourthly is what can be done to resolve this issue. And last but not least, the measures to take to prevent this reoccurrence of this issue in the future. The significance of this study reveals the finding will resolve the issue at hand, addressing leadership effectiveness. Employees at PRM Resources will be more effective and efficient in their responsibilities at work. And lastly, we will create a better repertoire with our current customers. My research methodology involves a survey questionnaire consisting of 22 questions with the subtopics covered here. It was distributed to 16 employees and 16 employees responded anonymously. The categories of respondents are made up of senior level executives, mid-level employees, and also entry-level employees. Okay, factor number 1 is regarding to communication. The first question talks about how the superiors are not very respectful when talking to employees. As you can see, a total of 10 employees disagree and strongly disagree about this. Second question talks about rating the direct manager's efforts in keeping the employees involved. As you can see, a total of 9 employees responded that they think that the manager has no effort in keeping them informed. The third question talks about how you would rate the awareness of the company's goals. As you can see from the response, 7 employees were completely unaware to very unaware about how the company's goals can be achieved. The fourth question talks about how the manager only contacts the employees when she needs help or she needs the problem to be solved. As you can see, a lot of employees, majority, responded that they agree with this. My second factor talks about support and motivation. Question 5 is, does your manager show appreciation to you as an individual? As you can see, 12 out of 16 employees answered no, that they feel like they are not shown appreciation. Question number 6 is, I find my work goals inspiring to me. As you can see, employees are okay. They are quite inspired by their work goals. Question number 7 is, my manager entrusts me with a high level of responsibility. The employees strongly disagree on this question. 8th question is, on a scale of 1 to 5, how strongly do you feel motivated to be productive at work? As you can see, the employees are very split in between. They're all equal, so this question was pretty neutral in answers. Factor 3 talks about employee guidance and development. Question 9. My manager role models how to work effectively with others. As you can see, 9 employees disagree that they have a good role model as their manager. Question number 10. How would you rank your opportunities to develop and grow within the organization? As you can see, many employees, 8 in total, rate that they have little to no opportunities at all to grow within the organization. Question 11 is my manager offers useful feedback regularly. As you can see, 7 strongly disagree that they get feedback. Question number 12 is that I'm provided adequate information and time to adapt to important changes at work. As you can see, a total of 9 employees disagree and strongly disagree on this. Factor 4 talks about work flexibility and agility. Question 13. My manager values my input and perspective. 9 people strongly disagree that their inputs and perspectives are valued. Question 14. Rank the level of freedom that you have to perform your duties you feel best. As you can see, a lot of employees reported that they feel no freedom at all to perform their duties the way they feel best. Number 15. Does the manager regularly review past performances to encourage innovation? As you can see, a majority of employees say no, they do not go through past reviews on their performance to encourage innovation at work. Factor 5 is talking about training opportunities. 16. My organization offers enough training opportunities to keep my skills up to date. As you can see, a lot of people did agree and were also very neutral on this question. Number 17. I feel insecure about my knowledge and skills to perform my job. Many employees strongly agreed that they do feel insecure about their knowledge pertaining to their job. Number 18. Does introduction of new procedures cause anxiety and nervousness? A lot of employees say yes, they do feel anxious and nervous when new procedures are introduced because they are unprepared. Question 19. Rank how much stagnation do you feel in the role in your company? A lot of employees did report that they feel stagnated and they feel like they cannot grow in this company. The last factor is talking about management of different departments in the company. Question 20. I feel overwhelmed and underprepared to handle multiple tasks outside my job scope. A lot of employees say yes, they do agree and strongly disagree that they do feel underprepared and overwhelmed. Number 21. Do you have clear responsibilities pertaining to your role in the company? A lot of employees, 9 out of 16, reported no, they do not have clear responsibilities pertaining to their role. And the last question on my list is how well do the different departments in the company work together to achieve the company's goals? As you can see from the chart, that a lot of people reported that there's extremely poor coordination between the different companies in PRM Resources, different departments in the company. Let's go through the analysis 1 on communication. The issue here is that there's a lack of healthy and effective communication in the company, and the employees feel disrespected when spoken to by their superiors. The contributing factor could be that the manager has a poor way of displaying power, and she probably has a poor management of stress, so she takes out her frustration or work pressures on the employees. The impact is that the employees will have a lower morale and will feel unmotivated to work. Moreover, the employees spend more time looking for info and to get other people to help them. This will cause them to have high tension, increased stress, and higher defensiveness at work, which makes them less effective and less productive. Analysis 2 regarding support and motivation. The main issue here is that the manager does not show appreciation towards the employee's efforts at work. The manager also does not trust the employees with a high level of responsibility. The contributing factor to the lack of support and motivation could be that the manager is too busy at work and too focused on her own tasks that she forgets the importance of balancing work tasks and working together with her employees. And furthermore, she may feel that the support and motivation might not be necessary, or she might not want to provide it to her employees because she feels like the employees may always expect praise all the time. And she believes that appreciation might be unnecessary because without praise, then the employees will not be motivated to work for her. The impact is that the employees will lose engagement in their job and become less collaborative, less motivated, and may opt out of activities, whether it's intentional or unintentional. They can also become disengaged because they care less about their jobs. They have lost a sense of meaning to coming to work, and they feel like it's pointless to put in more effort because their efforts are obviously not being appreciated by their superiors. Analysis 3 is talking about guidance in developing employees. The issue here is that the employees lack a good role model at work. They only have a role model that displays negative behavior. And the manager, who is the negative role model, does not give regular feedback. The contributing factor to the problems in developing employees and their guidance is that the manager lacks managerial training. She is not able to provide the best for her employees. And the manager's ability to guide and mentor the employees are not emphasized by her upper superiors, such as the CEO or boss. And thirdly, that she's lacking employee relations training. So that's why she's providing poor guidance to dealing with conflicts at work. The impact of this is that employees tend to pick up on bad behaviors displayed by the manager and they use it against each other, such as being short-tempered, they are avoiding blame, and they tend to humiliate and degrade people around them and use mean words at work. The impact is that tasks cannot be completed in time, and when there's also no feedback from the manager, the employees tend to jump to conclusions in their head and they cannot correct mistakes they have made because they would not know when they do make a mistake. They also lack the sense of belonging, which makes them less comfortable to provide more effort at work, therefore decreasing productivity. Analysis 4 is pertaining to flexibility and agility at work. The issue here is that the employees feel like there are no flexibility and agility in handling new tasks, and they also struggle to adapt to changes, like the recent COVID changes. They feel like they have no freedom to perform their duties the way they feel most comfortable, and they are also not provided enough time and information to do that. The contributing factors could be that the manager and the employees do suffer from a generational gap. Because the manager is in her 70s and most of the employees are actually in their 30s, they have conflicting attitudes towards working styles. The manager tends to like a more templated procedure. She's rather old school, as we can call it, and the younger employees obviously prefer a more innovative and creative approach to solving problems. This clash in opinion and working styles can cause a lot of tension because the parties do not understand each other. The impact of this is that the employees are not willing to give more loyalty towards the manager, who is the person giving instructions, and it also can negatively impact the employees' moral and motivation. They feel like they're not being appreciated, and the manager tends to put more importance in business practices instead of caring for them. They become less receptive, therefore leading up to less productivity. Analysis 5 is pertaining to training opportunities for the employees. The issue here is that there are no opportunities to increase the employees' skill through training programs, and when new procedures are introduced, employees feel nervous and anxious and they're not sure what to do because they are unprepared. Contributing factors is that training is disregarded because it may be too expensive and money is put into marketing campaigns and pushing sales for the business. The impact of this problem is that it impairs the development of employees, it stunts business growth, and it forces employees to learn new skills by trial and error, which wastes time because, they struggle. Therefore, they're not performing up to standards, and it also decreases their morale. Lastly, analysis 6 talks about management of different departments. The issue here is that employees are overwhelmed and overworked because they cannot attain information from other departments, so they don't work well together. The employees also complain about poor collaboration efforts between the departments. A contributing factor could be that the organizational culture is unreliable at the company, that there's poor collaboration between different departments, and there's also unrealistic expectations from a disorganized system, therefore causing the employees more stress. The impact of this is that the employees feel overwhelmed, the employees are stressed, and they also struggle with meeting deadlines because obviously this is a system that does not work. Therefore, the employees struggle to manage tasks well. The recommendations that I can provide would be to have a communication strategy that is effective, there are many communication strategies that we can look at, but I think the company should explore the different ones to feel out which one would work best for the company. By implementing a communication strategy, we would like to target barriers that stops effective communication. I suggest that we implement the STAR method for communication issues, which is to situate, task, action, and result. When a manager uses this, she can appropriately gain information from the employees, and also by giving them her brain process and her thought process on how she wants tasks to be done, the employees can also understand her better. When using this method, she should also use an appreciative inquiry method to gain the employees' participation and creative efforts. This shows that she appreciates their communication, she appreciates their inputs, therefore making them feel wanted, more listened to, and also opens up their communication channels to speak more to the manager. The second recommendation is about reorganizing the company's operational structure. We should create a clear vertical and horizontal line of authority so that everyone is clear. The second thing we should do is we should indicate who are the important decision makers in the different departments. Thirdly, employees' attributes, including their experiences, roles, and skills, should be all listed out. Fourthly, the distribution of functions throughout the company and their interdependencies should also be displayed clearly in an organization chart. After that, we have to brief employees and also be transparent to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And lastly, we should collect feedback from the employees to make sure that everyone is in agreement with the new procedures, and if there's any people feeling not so comfortable with it, we can also hear out their opinions. And lastly, I think that both the manager and the employees need training. Step 1 is to create a training needs plan. This highlights where the gaps are and which places we need to focus more on, both for the manager and the employees. Step 2 is to document the detailed training plan for each employee. Each employee would require different things, especially if they're from different departments. And with a detailed plan, we can actually place resources in the right places to ensure that we're getting the most effective way of training to help all the employees in the company. Step 3 is to make sure the budget fits and overall cost remains reasonable. This allows for equal training opportunities for all types of employees, including the manager. Step 4 is to monitor and seek feedback from the employees regarding the training implemented. It's very important that we get the feedback from the employees, otherwise the training would, not mean a lot if the employees are not benefiting from it.